Local election headquarters.
Back with our panel this morning, Kingsburg Mayor Michelle Roman and Mi Familia Vota's Samuel Molina. Thanks so much for being here, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I wanted to start. There was kind of a big development at City Hall late this past week. Going to the ballot in November after a vote by City Council members is going to be a marijuana business tax in the city of Fresno. And the concern from Steve Brandow, who voted against it, is that he thinks it opens up the door, even though they're only talking about medical marijuana right now. He thinks it might open up the door to recreational marijuana. And I wonder if you think that, yeah, he might have a point that this might be the opening of the door that he's talking about.
Yeah, I know in the city of Kingsburg, we do have an ordinance that is against that. Of any sort of medical marijuana or any sort of recreational marijuana dispensaries in the city limits of Kingsburg. Now, I know that this is going to go to the ballot in the city of Kingsburg, and it's going to be open to the voters. At that point, it's going to be a 2/3 vote.
Well, are you talking about Fresno or in
Fresno?
Kingsburg?
In
Oh,
Fresno,
okay,
not in Kingsburg.
I was like, whoa, breaking news.
No, not in Kingsburg, not at all. We have an ordinance against any of that. But it's going to have to go to the voters, and it's going to have to come to the voters' vote, and 2/3 vote. That's a big vote to pass.
Samuel, is it just a matter of time for Fresno and other cities, or do you think that maybe this can be kept just medical marijuana?
It's quite possible. It's a matter of time before it's recreationally allowed. However, today I was there at City Hall, and the police chief and the mayor, they were supportive of this measure because, they felt that it would be better as far as public safety and dismantling the gangs and this is another factor of their revenue.
Yeah, they say that the business owners would turn in if they knew people selling it on the black market, that they would notify police and turn those people in.
That's correct. And the mayor was pretty hard in his statement today, saying that he wasn't going to support any recreational use and he wouldn't allow it in the city of Fresno, obviously, unless there was a 5-0 vote against it or supporting it. So anything's possible.
Yeah, and of course we'll see what the vote ends up being in November, of course. And they
That's
still haven't decided exactly how it's all going to work. They still got to work all that stuff out about how the permits can happen and how the businesses get decided and all that stuff. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's talk about chopping the state of California into 3 parts. What do you guys think about this? Does this have a prayer, this Cal 3 movement that a lot of people didn't think it had a prayer to get onto the ballot, but here it is. We will have a vote in November. Samuel, what do you think?
I don't think it's gonna pass, and even if it does, it's my understanding that it has to still go through the state legislature and still have to get ratified by Congress. But one of the other points, that we were talking about in the other room is that if we get 3 states, you're talking about California essentially having 6 senators instead of 2.
That is true. I mean, that is exactly how it would be. Mayor, I'm curious though, do you think some people who really feel ignored by the state government here in the Valley, they feel like, we're not ignored. Do you maybe think that some people are going to vote for this as kind of a protest vote? Say, hey, pay attention to us.
Well, we've seen some interesting voting over a lot of different things over the years. So, I mean, I'm sure people are going to vote for it. Absolutely. I know people in Northern California, there's been the state of Jefferson, people have been calling it for many years. So, yes, people are going to vote for this. Absolutely. But enough to make that change, that I don't know. But again, I was sharing that it's a long way to go. And even if it does pass, there's a lot of obstacles. It still has to go through Congress. They have to approve this. The last time that was approved was actually Virginia got split into 2 for West Virginia and Virginia. That was in 1863. So I'm not sure that's really going to happen. And then from there, I mean, there's a lot more than that. I mean, you look at even just our roads. If you just take Highway 99 going all the way through the Central Valley and all the way up, it would go through how many different states at that point?
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot to think about.
Water, how does that work?
Water,
what about pensions? State pensions right now?
Even the air board, I mean, they didn't even think about how that would affect, because obviously air quality affects would affect a couple of different states. I mean, there's a lot of different things they weren't thinking about.
If Fresno could be the capital of the state of Southern California, it would be us or San Diego, right? I don't even want to hear from Bakersfield about this. No, or maybe Kingsburg. I'm sorry, man.
Okay,
maybe Kingsburg, small capital here.
We'll take it.
I don't know. It's fun to talk about. But
it is fun to talk about.
It's still a long shot probably at this point. I did want to ask your opinion on the flamethrower that is technically not a flamethrower, that Elon Musk, who really is very conscious with many of the things that he's been building with SpaceX and Tesla, these things have purpose, they have meaning, and then they do this and they create this and they sell this, and this is now available in California. Firefighters, Mayor, are not happy about this.
No, and I don't know. I was saying.
You just saw the video of this.
I saw the video of this. I just have to be honest with you. And given the state of California with all our wildfires and everything, I don't know any fire captain or fire chief that would be happy about this. And I was wondering what the market is for this.
Like, who wants it?
Well,
what's the point?
Listen, I know a lot of teenage boys would like this. And I can see that.
At least they're popping popcorn.
Popping popcorn
right
and some other things there too. But my concern just would be, given the state of California and with wildfires and everything, boy, I would be very concerned about that.
And no surprise, Samuel, we're already seeing people online using this, not a flamethrower, in inappropriate and dangerous ways already.
That's correct. Not surprising at all. I mean, I don't know what I'd do if I had a flamethrower at my home.
Well, I mean, what else? I mean, what is the purpose of the flamethrower?
That was my question, yeah.
It's to light things on fire.
Gotta light candles in a minute.
I guess so. But you said he's done such an amazing job. I mean, he's really very smart and with technology and everything. And then this comes out. I don't know.
He's always so conscious about everything. Everything has a long-term plan in his head. So I don't know either.
It's a miss.
That's our time. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I had a lot of fun talking to you about these things. Still to come, protesters.